mysterious music starts. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a classic science experiment that probably brings back some memories from grade school. The bubbling, fizzing volcano made from vinegar and baking soda. It's super fun, but have you ever stopped to wonder what's actually happening? Why do these two simple household items create such a dramatic reaction? Well, get ready, because we're about to uncover the chemistry behind the fizz. Let's start with our two main characters. In one corner, we have vinegar. Its scientific name is acetic acid. It's what gives vinegar that sour taste and strong smell. Think of it as a grumpy old bear who has something he wants to give away. In this case, that something is a tiny particle called a proton. Acids, in simple terms, are substances that are really good at donating these protons. In the other corner, we have baking soda, or as chemists call it, sodium bicarbonate. Baking soda is what we call a base. If acids are proton donors, bases are proton acceptors. They're like a friendly neighbor who's always happy to take something off your hands. So, you can probably see where this is going, right? We have one substance that wants to give something away and another that wants to take it. When you mix them together, it's like our grumpy bear. The vinegar finally meets the friendly neighbor, the baking soda. The vinegar immediately hands over its proton to the baking soda. This is the first step of a chemical reaction, an acid-based reaction to be exact. It's a very fast and efficient exchange. But this initial swap isn't what causes the fizzing. It's what happens next that creates all the excitement. When the baking soda accepts that proton from the vinegar, it transforms into a new substance called carbonic acid. Now, carbonic acid is incredibly unstable. It's like a Jenga tower that's about to topple over with the slightest nudge. It just can't hold itself together for long. So, almost instantly, it breaks down into two separate things, water and carbon dioxide. And that, my friends, is the secret. Carbon dioxide is a gas. When this gas is created inside the liquid mixture of vinegar and water, it needs to escape. So, it forms tiny bubbles that rush to the surface, creating that signature fizzing, bubbling, and foaming that we all love. It's the exact same gas that's in the fizzy drinks you enjoy. The bubbles in soda are just carbon dioxide that has been forced into the liquid under pressure. With vinegar and baking soda, we're creating that gas right on the spot. So, to recap the whole process, vinegar and acid gives a proton to baking soda, a base, pish. This creates unstable carbonic acid, which immediately breaks down into water and carbon dioxide gas. The carbon dioxide gas then bubbles up through the liquid, causing the fizz. It's a beautiful chain reaction of chemistry happening in your kitchen. Now, you might be thinking, this is cool, but what does this have to do with animals? It's a great question, and the answer is surprisingly fascinating. The same basic chemical principle is at work inside the bodies of many animals, including us, to help them survive. Let's talk about blood. Keeping the right pH level in our blood is super important for our health. The pH scale tells us how acidic or basic something is. Our blood needs to stay in a very narrow, slightly basic range. If it gets too acidic or too basic, our cells can't function properly, and it can become a serious medical emergency. So, how does our body prevent this? It uses something called a buffer system. And guess what the most important buffer system in our blood is? The bicarbonate buffer system. It involves you guessed it, carbonic acid and bicarbonate, the same key players from our volcano experiment. When our blood starts to get too acidic, maybe from intense exercise, the excess acid is neutralized by bicarbonate ions in our blood. Much like the baking soda neutralized vinegar. This prevents a dangerous drop in our blood's pH. Conversely, if our blood becomes too basic, the carbonic acid in our system can release protons to bring the pH back down. Our body maintains a delicate balance between these two substances to keep our blood pH perfectly stable. What's even cooler is how our body manages this. Our lungs play a huge role. Remember how carbonic acid breaks down into water and carbon dioxide. When we need to get rid of acid, our body can speed up this breakdown, and we simply breathe out the extra carbon dioxide. That's why you might breathe faster and deeper during a workout. You're exhaling the byproducts of the acid being neutralized in your blood. This amazing system isn't just in humans. Many animals, from fish to birds, rely on a similar bicarbonate buffer system in their blood to maintain homeostasis, which is that stable internal environment necessary for life. For aquatic animals, it's especially critical. The pH of the water they live in can change, and their internal buffer system helps them cope with those external changes. So, the next time you see that classic volcano experiment, you can think beyond the fizz. You can see it as a simple demonstration of a fundamental chemical reaction that is literally keeping you and countless other animals alive every single second. It's a powerful reminder that the principles of chemistry are not just for labs and classrooms. They are the building blocks of life itself. From a simple kitchen experiment to the complex workings of our own bodies, the dance between acids and bases is happening all around us and inside us. I hope this gave you a new appreciation for that simple bubbling reaction. It's amazing how something so fun can also teach us so much about biology and the world around us. Science is truly everywhere. Thanks so much for hanging out and getting curious with me today. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel out. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. Got any other science questions you want answered? Drop them in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious.